Hello everyone and welcome back to Tales of Arise. We last left off. Yeah, we just escaped from our slave camp and now we're heading to a city run by some rebels. But before we head off, shiny! Antidote rock. We got 2 of them. Sweet. And we also have a thing.
Cut it out. Didn't anyone ever tell you it's rude to stare?
I know I already asked you this, but are you sure we haven't met somewhere before?
What's so hard to understand? I'm Renan, you're Dahnan. There's no way. Besides, I'm from Lenegus. Trust me, wherever you were before you lost your memory, we've never crossed paths.
Lenegus? You mean the same Lenegus that's up in the sky? I've heard it called the Renans' castle, but I never imagined people actually lived up there.
Well then, where did you think we all lived? Didn't you see the Renan lords descend for the crown contest?
And how long ago was that?
Well, the current contest started 7 years ago, so...
Then I wouldn't remember.
Just how far back do you remember?
About a year, give or take. That's how long ago Doc found me.
1 year. Then no. I'm sorry, but there really is no way we could have met.
Guess not.
So there might be some history between these two that we just don't know about yet. Anyway, to the rebel camp. There's a pond. Howdy up. Nice swim. Got a fish.
You should be able to eat this. Whenever you find some, make sure to grab it.
Will do.
It's edible, huh? Good to know.
Definitely.
Again, how do you eat with that thing on? Some sage.
What's this thing?
Good for some seasoning, I suppose. And I don't know anything about cooking. Alright, up we go. Oh, there is a fast climb. Even some more stuff. Wheat.
What's this thing?
Wheat, it just says. Alright. Found a bag? Some more apple gel. Or whatever this thing was connected to clearly blew up.
I don't think we can take it right now.
I believe there is a big nasty. Let's go have a look.
Almost made it to Ulzebek.
Mushrooms!
What's this thing?
Mushrooms. And some more shinies.
I'd steer clear of that Zoogle if I were you.
Damn. That weak, huh?
By the looks of things, I don't want to go up against it yet. And there's some stuff over here. But first,
Normally I don't pick on
armadillos.
You're not giving up now, are you?
No. I refuse to let it end like no.
Oh,
Guess we gotta roll with it.
I'm dead. Shion.
Only getting started. Take it. I'm only getting. Here's a healing arm. First aid.
Touch cannon.
Go. You're mine. I'll bring you back from death to
They're
death.
targeting Shion.
Uh-oh. I died. Covering from a party death. When a party is wiped out in a normal fight and loses, it costs CP to recover. in the same area, while you'll still return to the same area even with no CP. You won't receive HP, meaning that retreating to a accurate CP can still be wise.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, no, we died. That's because I wasn't paying attention.
What's this thing?
Orange gel. Let's have a look. Arts. Artist screen. Artist screen settings. You can assign arts that you've learned to each of the different buttons. You can set 3 arts to use while on the ground, plus an additional 3 arts to use in the air, a total of 6 equipable arts. Press R2 to inspect the arts you have available. Characters are set to auto and can use all their arts, but you can press square to uncheck arts which wishes for them to avoid. You can also cast healing arts from this screen as well. Ooh, what other arts do I have? Just these 2, and just those 2 for the air. Yeah. And she only has 3 and none for aerial attacks yet. Strategies. Summary. Strategies determine how your party operates in combat. On strategy screen, press triangle to view details about each strategy. Adjust them. Up to 4 strategies can be saved. During battle, open the menu and press the triangle to switch between them. Detailed settings. Party members fighting automatically, but their use of recovery / supply arts and items are determined by your strategy. In detail setting screens, you can set how they act in various conditions, which the top action receives highest priority. Using items can only be used on the character that you currently control. To do so, open the menu, select an item, expect for items that receive them for an KO. You control characters will never use items automatically without permission. Okay. I have no clue. These are the downloadable stuff. I think I did get one or a few. Yeah, I got mainly the SAO stuff because I believe that comes with an extra quest. The others are just costumes. Yeah, I only mainly focused on the one that had stuff. Artifacts. Artifacts confer special effects simple by having them, some of which serve as bonuses that can enjoy after clearing the game. You can toggle each of the effects on or off from the artifact selection list. So these are just the difficulty things. Alright. First, I want revenge. And there's also a owl?
I'll take you all on.
It's over.
You're mine.
How's this?
Slash.
See ya.
Rising Wyvern.
Don't go charging off like that.
Mirage. You're mine.
Take it.
You're
One
finished.
more. Mega
You're
Ray.
mine.
I want to give Shion another go.
There. Help me.
Rising Wyvern.
There. Mega Ray.
Here I come.
Oh.
You're mine. Rising Wyvern. Through escape.
Dragon shot.
You're mine.
Slash.
Mega Ray.
I've still got a ways to go.
Yay, we leveled up.
Woohoo!
Hoo-hoo to use too.
Woohoo!
A dog tail.
Woohoo! That's an unusual bird.
It's an owl. They're often used as a symbol to represent ancient Dahna.
Dahnan owls. Dahnan owls can be found roosting in hidden spots throughout the land. They may be something in it for adventurers who choose to track them down. Oh, so they give me stuff. Alrighty then. Some more armadillos.
Here's a healing art. First aid.
Okay. Here I go. Talon, here I come. Cannon. Slash.
Go. I'm only getting started.
Gotcha.
Rising
Who wants to
Wyvern.
die now?
Now,
You're finished.
juggle you in the air.
One more.
Here I come.
Dead.
I'm sure I can put this to use.
Sweet. Palixiate stone. I have no idea. I mean, the only other Tales game I played was Berseria, and I never finished it. And I did enjoy it, I just never got around to finishing it. Ulzebek.
Okay, people, this is it. Ulzebek.
No sign of any Renan guardsmen.
The Renans aren't as populous as the Dahnans. Probably figure stationing guards in a place like this would be a waste of precious manpower.
So this is where the next safe house is?
Yes. The last place they'd think to look for enemies is on their own doorstep.
That is, assuming anyone actually made it here before us.
Zephyr!
Looks like we needn't have worried. Come on.
Alrighty then. Got anything for me? So you blah blah blah. Oh, you just tell me things I want to know. Thing is, I don't know if it's worth going around talking to everyone yet. Change their mind. Because I do get a tick over there thing saying I do have talked to them. But I'm not sure if it's something worth I need to do.
What's this doing here?
Apple gel in a fountain. Is it a wishing well? Chickens has laid their eggs. No. No. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna run around probably talking to everyone, because if they're not gonna give me any useful information, probably just to expand upon the world. Alrighty then. So there's no collectible. Now I'm going too far that way. I'll just head straight for the main game stuff. Up here.
Zephyr, you made it! See? I told you there's no way Zephyr would have kicked the bucket.
Fine, you were right. So, what's the plan?
Kick ass and chew bubblegum?
Well, we've got an ace up our sleeve and the enemy's in disarray. I say we strike while the iron's hot.
So we're finally going head to head with Balsef.
That's right. We can't afford to mess this up. It's now or never.
Then now it is. We've all been waiting for this day for far too long.
Leave the plan to me. In the meantime, yeah, you two need to do something about your outfits.
What's wrong with it?
I have just the thing for your size. Stay right there, okay?
Huh?
Ta-da! I told you, it fits like a dream.
No, it's better than those rags.
I'm afraid we don't have any Renan clothing. I could find you some Dahnan outfits. But something tells me you'd rather pass.
Is this really that important?
In case you need reminding, I'm here because our interests overlapped. Nothing more. At no point did I say I've given up being a Renan. Now, let's play nice. How about you ask Nath and see what he says? He's our one-stop shop for info around here. With any luck, he might just know something.
Acquired ocean blue battle garb. Zelf has left the party. Alrighty then. Anything else I need to know though first? Is that an owl? What's up?
Try to be careful not to stand out too much. You're the only Renan around here, you know.
I know. I was just thinking about how communal it feels here, even though it's only supposed to be slave quarters.
Huh? Oh, yeah. When you put it like that, I guess it is different from heavily patrolled Moscow. Were you expecting something more depressing?
It's likely a sign that Balsef doesn't think you guys can do anything to him.
What?
I mean, if Balsef thought the Crimson Crows actually posed a threat to him, you'd figure he'd be trying harder to suppress them.
You... No. You're probably right about that. All of the other Dahnans that aren't with the Crimson Crows accept the Renan's rule as simply a fact of life. From the day we're born, no, probably even before that, it's been drilled into us that the only purpose our lives have is to help select the next sovereign.
If they don't like the status quo, then they should fight it. Otherwise, they're endorsing it either way.
I see it differently, but that's just me. Speaking of Renans, do all of them think about things the way you do?
I won't deny that among my fellow Renans, power and status are everything. However, that isn't what this is about for me. I have something I need to do, and I'll do whatever it takes, and use whoever and whatever I need in order to get the job done. To hell with power.
So Viral Evolution and Screw Power. Got it. You're not the only new here. You don't remember much at all, right? Well, if you're gonna got any questions, lay them out and I'll see what I can tell you. Oh. I think most of this I know. What are arterial arts? It's what's the bright eye refer to power that they use. They're basically like a kind of magic. Dahnans can use arts for themselves, which make Renans as much of a pain to deal with as their zoo girl pet. Anything else you want to know? Just ask away. I think I'm good. Or I'll just blah 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 blah. I don't know if any of this really matters. Anyway, I need to talk to you.
Nath, we need your help.
Ah, damn. Never the manpower when you... Huh? Help, huh? What kind? Is it urgent?
Well, no, not exactly.
Well, in that case, would you mind helping me out with something first? The work's really piled up around here.
What
is
do you
it
need?
you'd like us to do?
Anything you can manage. No one cares about us slaves. That's why it's all the more important that we stick together and take care of each other. Check in with that guy over there for details on what needs doing. And thanks in advance.
You see anybody around here who could use our help?
We can't chase after every little thing.
Yes, but doing side quests can strengthen us.
Hey.
Nate sent us, he heard you might be a little short-handed.
Yes!
You could say that. Didn't think he'd send over the Iron Mask himself, though. That bright-eyed's with you. You sure we can really trust her? She's on our side. Zephyr can vouch for her. If Zephyr's good with her, then I guess we don't have problems. What the hell? The name's Dahnan. I'm the one who runs this lodge. This is a lodge, but we already have our own beds. We don't sleep on straws and rock hard dirt around here. The Crimson Crows have their fair share of folks who either knocking on death's door or can't otherwise move around openly. That's what this place here is for. It gives people a place to rest up properly before they head off to fight. Everybody needs their rest. If you don't rest, you can't hope to fight the Bright Eyes at your best.
I guess.
Makes sense. What do you want us to do then? Need your help hauling in some cargo. I have some friends who are on their way to collect it from the Ideas in the Zeron mine. The mines. Is that really such a good idea after the Renans snuffed the place out? There are valuable items people risk their lives to gather. We need to get at least some of them back. It should be down around the Sandune ravine at the point. Meet up with the others and help bring the supplies back to this lodge.
Got it.
Got it. You're welcome to use the facilities if you need to as well. I'll let you sleep here for free. Sweet! Side quests. Talking to someone with a letter icon will start a subquest. Clearing the subquests will earn you rewards and you can accept as many of them as you like. You can also check off their objectives from the activity records.
I had no idea the Crimson Crows were so active.
You sound pretty thrilled by that.
Thrilled? Maybe. But I'll settle for hopeful. We know now that not everyone is rolling over for the Renans.
Alright, so we go to systems? No? Yeah. Activity records. There we go. Meet with the Crimson Crows, Salon's River. Prioritize display on map. So it's there. So we gotta head through here and basically go back the way we came. And kill some armadillos on the way.
Looks like we won.
Got a hard bone to pick with you. More mushrooms. Alright, so then we just head back down here. Uh-oh.
What? They're all dead? How did this happen?
Soldiers, that's how.
Are you Iron Mask?
Yep. One's alive.
I am. Dairon sent me to help. Hang in there.
I'm so glad you made it. In the bushes over there. You'll...
Hang on. Shion, do something.
It's no use. He's already dead.
Damn them. They've killed so many of us, and it's still not enough. They won't be satisfied until they've wiped us all out like pests.
He mentioned something about those bushes. We should check them.
Is this a cooking pot? But what is it doing here?
If I had to guess, he put it there to make sure a Renan wouldn't steal it.
So even though he knew he was dying, he chose to use the last of his strength to hide it, believing somebody would come for it. I guess you think it's stupid getting killed over a silly trinket, huh?
No. Clearly he risked his life for something he believed in. I would never mock someone for that. However, it will be up to us to figure out the purpose behind his dying act.
We'll make sure it wasn't in vain. If nothing else, this proves that the Renans can be outsmarted. We'll carry out your will and see it through to the end.
Then we'd better get going. We don't know when those soldiers might be back to make another sweep of the area.
So this is what it means to fight the Renans.
Sounds like you're kind of scared to me.
Of course I am. But if I'm gonna die one way or another, I'd rather go down fighting.
Oh. Also, another thing I probably should mention, because I just realised when I was editing, was it the last episode, that the gem on their hand they said they have, it's not a tracking device of sorts, it's more like they're mining the person's life force or energy or something to power their own things. I think that's how it works anyway. Alright, let's go hand this in. There you are. Who's this little one? Damn, so nobody made it, huh? I'm sorry, we arrived just a little sooner. We could have... Hey, these things happen. It hurts, but this is the world we live in. I'll take good care of what you brought back. It's the only way we can respect their sacrifice of those we've lost. Hey, where's Daddy coming home? Oh no, this guy's kid? Not yet, sweetie. Your dad's gone away for a while, and don't lie to me. He's dead, isn't he? I know that whenever grown-ups look sad and say something's gone, they always mean they're dead. Daddy always warned me that this might happen one day. He told me to stay strong and be brave. So this isn't right. Poor kid shouldn't have to be dragged into our own mess. Let's report back to Nathan and then get ready to fight. Ooh, skill panel. After a perfect evade or perfect guard, press R1 to trigger an immediate counter. Ooh. Titles. As you fulfill certain requirements for each of your characters, you'll earn titles for them, which will which unlocks arts, skills, and they can then learn making fights easier. You can view titles, unlock requirements from the skill panel. Skill panel. Summary. You can spend skill points SP to learn arts and skills from unlocking titles, and all of which grant powerful effects, making it worth your while to spend SP early and often. The skill panel can be accessed directly by pressing right on the D-pad. Arts/skill notifications. If there's a skill you want to learn but just don't have the SP for yet, highlight it in the skill panel and press square. Doing so will turn on an alert that will notify you once you have SP and to fully unlock it. Ooh. So titles, and these are my skills. What we got? Serving wind, summon a vocation glass, enemies, stardust, a hidden art that unleashes a barrage or thrust before concluding with a dramatic slash, mid-air evasion, increase maximum AG, I think sonic thrust, sweep attack. I think I'm gonna go for this one, and we'll put a square on that one. How about you, Shion? Gem Aqua evades to the right, then fires 2 water shots that fly from side to side on impact. Burning Strike. I think this one, because you're normally near death more often. Alright.
I wonder if something happened.
Oh, you got a quest for us.
I'm skeptical.
You must be going through the Sand Dune Ravine to get here, right? Is the Zoogle still out there? Big guy looks like an insect with wings, has scythes for arms. Oh yeah, the one we're too weak to fight at the moment.
Right.
Yeah, we saw it. Looked big and pretty tough to boot. That's the one. It had to feel safe knowing it's still out there. I'd really like to see it get in comeuppance one of these days. Especially since the people that delivered the comeuppance are gonna enjoy a pretty mighty payday on account of all the materials they'll earn. Oh yeah? Yep, Zoogle materials are imperial with arterial energy, so the stronger they are, the more energy the materials contain. We could use them to make new weapons and stand up to the Renans a little bit better, even with our astral art handicap. With the odd strategy I can usually gather a few people and get materials myself, but something that big bounds to be beyond my capabilities. If only there were a good way to beat it. We're not strong enough yet. I hate to turn you down, but I think something like that would be too much to handle right now. Understand? Actually, can I just, because I can take multiple quests, can't I just take it and then
I'm scared.
Right.
and then we'll just have to come back to it later.
All right.
Oh, forgot to read some of that. Blah, blah, blah. Basically kill the big thing and get big reward. But we have to do that when we have enough strength. Anything else I can pick up whilst I'm here? No, I can't go that way yet. Hello. For the Renans, blah blah. Just fixing a house. We've got to stay in village and Alright. We'll go just talk to the big guy. Well, you.
You're back, huh? Sounds like it was a real ordeal out there. Much as I hate to admit it, there aren't many of us who can take on those Renan armored soldiers. All we can do is make sure we remember those who sacrificed their lives for the cause.
Yeah, they won't be forgotten.
Glad to hear it. Now, what was that favor you wanted to ask me?
Oh, right. Well, you see...
So then, you're wondering if I know of any places where you can find Renan equipment, huh?
Could be useful.
Anywhere with those damn bright eyes is gonna have tight security, of course. You can't just go carelessly poking around. Unless... Across the wilderness outside Ulzebek, you'll find the Fagin ruins. There's some kind of old Renan castle out there. What with it being impenetrable, I forgot. But with a Renan tagging along, who knows? Maybe you can find some way in. You ask me, though, it's a lot of trouble for some Renan rags. If I were you, I'd get comfortable with Dahnan garbs.
Those look like the ruins. Let's move.
Are we really going in there?
Yes. Now let's move.
With the little princess, I'm pretty sure she won't be happy with anything that isn't a Renan garb. But we have a skit.
Hey, Shion, where does your gun come from?
That's what I want to know.
What do you mean, where does it come from?
When you're fighting, it looks like it just appears out of nowhere.
Like knocked.
Oh, that's transferal technology. When I don't need my weapon, I submerge it in empty space. And when I do, I summon it. Make sense?
Not really, but it sounds pretty amazing.
Huh?
Well, that way you don't have to carry around any heavy weapons or worry about enemies trying to steal them, right? It's a pretty cool invention.
You realize you're praising the technology of your enemies, right?
So, technology is technology. It's not good or bad in and of itself.
I guess that's true.
Basically, Final Fantasy 15's knocked how he summons and uses his weapons. And where is it I'm going again? Oh, no, this is just skills. Up here? Guessing?
Am I really doing this for some lousy cloak? There are Sugals here too?
Yep, we are doing this for some lousy clothes.
Hey!
You should always assume there are Zools everywhere you go. They are ones of the reasons I need you all. We're a team, after all. That means you need to pull your weight. So when I call for you, I expect you to clean out the enemy around me. Okay, princess. Well, why do I have to do all the... In exchange, when you call for me, I promise I'll shoot down an enemy around you too. Sounds fair?
Right.
Yeah, alright. You don't get into the habit of speaking up during a fight, they'll impact morale and our ability to combo together. Make sure to do it often. Got it?
Just a minute.
Looks like the enemy spotted us. Time to get to work. You don't have to tell me that. Wolves! Boost attacks. You can summon allies in combat to use their unique boost attacks. Once the boost attack gauge BG is full, press the corresponding direction to execute these moves, to be followed up but with more attacks afterwards, and also restore AG when used. Building up the boost gauge. Although boost gauge build up automatically over time, it can be filled up faster by landing attacks and counter edge on enemies as well. Iron Mask boost attack. Iron Mask blasts infinite a burst of force swinging attacks that can down almost any enemy. Use it to get allies out of deep trouble and create openings for additional attacks. Sweet!
With that blade and your strength, the average Zoogle shouldn't be a problem, right?
I'll give it a shot.
Gotcha!
You're finished. This one's all mine.
Mega Ray!
Rising one, eat dirt.
Oh, I can do it in the air as well.
Come on! I'll blow you to...
Shion's boost attack. Wing Clip. Fire numerous beams of light from the muzzle of Shion's rifle. Effective on aerial enemies, it temporarily restricts their fight ability and downs them.
Flyers.
This one's mine. I'll shoot them down.
Okay.
If it's in the sky, it's mine.
Yep. And it's dead.
Go. It's over. If it's in the sky, it's mine.
Success! Boost attacks. Teaming up with other party members for boost attacks allows you to keep attacking enemies longer. Different members work better against different types of enemies, so don't be afraid to mix and match to maintain the upper hand in battle.
If it's in the sky, it's mine.
You picked the wrong fight.
Here I go.
Okie dokie, so
Where are you
then...
going?
It's over. It's on.
Mega Ray!
Take this.
Whoa, I'm impressed.
Alright, so if I think
You picked the wrong
Only
fight.
getting started.
Iron Mask is better on ground and Shion is better with flying.
Take it. This one's mine.
That gun of yours is real handy in a pinch.
It takes a true marksman to use.
Well, can't think of anyone better than you, Shion.
Mega Ray!
Yeah! Looks like you've got the hang of it, but don't let it go to your head. Those were the easy ones. I know, I know. Don't get excited, boys. Those were the easy ones.
We won.
Member wings and a sharp fang.
You can hardly see anything from here.
Why don't we climb up higher and see if we can get a better view?
Okie dokie. And there's some stuff. Potatoes.
What's this thing?
Potatoes, they just said. And there's also a chest. 500 gold.
So these are the Fagin ruins? How'd you figure a place like this turns derelict?
Your guess is as good as mine. I didn't even know this place existed until we heard about it. All that matters to me is whether I can find anything to wear in there.
Why does she care so much about her appearance?
I don't know. I never cared about my appearance growing up. It's just another way to get round. There are some wheat and shinies and enemies. Don't know if that do any good.
Great.
I don't know about if it's alright with you guys. I think if we're gonna go up against enemies that we've already fought, I may just cut them out. Unless we level up or we say anything funny or interesting. What's over here? mushrooms.
This could be useful.
Alright. Ooh, some more apple gel. And some stuff over here. More potatoes. More armored, and what about this guy? A golem.
I have a bad feeling about this. Here.
Come and face me. I owe you one.
Attack the weak point on his back.
Here I come. It's over. You're my... Try harder. Not a chance.
Gotcha.
Here I come. It's all. This one's all mine. Eat dirt.
And
We did it.
down.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut
Ow.
them apart to your heart's content.
No escape. Here I come.
Shion, you're using too much CP. Alright, now it's time for the big guy.
You're mine.
It's over.
You're finished. Take this. Mirage.
Ow.
Magna ray.
Item. Apple gel.
I'm gonna need more of that medicine.
I'm only getting started.
Take this. It's over.
There. Go. You're
Gotcha.
Here I come. I'm not done.
Magna ray.
You're mine.
Gotcha.
No escape. This ends.
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm
Yeah.
right behind you, Shion.
We killed the golem. And ooh, got enough for my thing. Sonic Thrust. Anything else here I wanna... Still managed dealt by critical hits. I think we'll go for that one. Shion, you done anything? Well, since we're in a fiery area, I think you're more wanting to grab that. And as for me, there are some shinies. Iron Chunk and Antidote Rock. Some more Antidote Rocks. Carp. And another carp. What is over here? More potatoes and just a bunch of bees.
I won't rest until I'm the best I can be.
Level up.
Striving to be on par with the Lord?
You simply can't be too strong when battle is a part of your everyday.
Lavender. Alright. Now we just head into the ruins. Yeah, I'm not fucking with the golem. Ah, a camp. Might be useful to rest up for the night.
I wonder if those are the Fagin ruins below us. Shouldn't be too much farther now, if that's the...
I guess it's been a while since I had a bite to eat. Don't worry about me. I'm used to working while I'm hungry. It's no big deal.
It is a big deal. You should eat whenever you can. The last thing I need is you keeling over in the middle of a fight just because you didn't eat.
Never thought I'd get lectured on eating by a Renan, of all people.
Yeah, well, Some of us Renans know what it's like to go without food, believe it or not.
What do you mean? I thought...
This isn't about me. Now, are you going to eat or not?
I
I
would,
suppose.
if we had anything to eat, but we don't.
Actually, I have a little bit of food on me.
You've been carrying that stuff around this whole time? Not sure it's gonna be enough for the both of us, though.
That's why we're going to cook it instead.
You can cook.
Cook? I've never done anything like that before.
Me neither, to be honest. But we've got to make something out of all this, so might as well try.
I had no control.
What are you staring at me for?
Your clothes are all about function over form. You should think about sprucing them up a little.
Why? What purpose would it serve?
I guess you're right. I just think you'd look good with a little blue thrown in somewhere.
Alright, I'll think about it.
Aww, they do care about each other. Alright. Cooking. Summary. At camps and inns you can cook meals, conferring temporary effects that when eaten, new dishes can be made by finding recipes, while ingredients can be found at collection points and general stores. Eating a new meal overrides any previous effects. Cooking. Favorite meals. Depending on whoever in the party cooks a meal, the extreme of their effects and their duration will vary. As such, it's wise to rotate who's on cooking duty based on your current goals and the party's overall stats. Alright then, so what have we got? Just porridge. A gentle dish made by simply boiling wheat in water, though sure to keep one full, there is hardly any flavour to speak of. Cooking effects: defense up. Favorite meal effect: cooking with Shion consumes double ingredients for plus 90% to cooking. Okay.
All done. Come and eat.
Yes, ma'am. Defense up.
You really do eat through that mask of yours, huh? I'm impressed you can manage so well.
I just want to know how.
Oh, it's nothing. You get used to it after a while. Still, I'm glad we decided to stop and fill our stomachs. I've got a newfound respect for cooking now. But I guess that's easy when you're used to eating everything raw. It would have been perfect if it had any flavor.
Sorry it didn't live up to your palate.
Oh, no, that wasn't a knock on you. I was just... Sorry. That's not how I should thank you for cooking for me.
You've got me curious now. Is it just pain you can't sense, or are your taste buds shot too?
Oh, sure, my taste buds work fine. Although, apparently what I like tends to be a little out there.
How so? What's so unusual about what you eat?
Well, one time I couldn't get enough of these things I picked off a plant, but everyone else said they were way too spicy. Doc thinks maybe I crave spicy food to compensate for the lack of pain I feel.
Maybe it's best I take charge of the cooking. You know, just to be on the safe side. I can't guarantee it'll be to your tastes, though.
I said I'm sorry. Look, I'll learn to tone down my tastes in the future, so let's just put that slip of the tongue behind us already.
Ooh. Emblem obtained. Shion Speedy Chef. After perfectly evading the perfect guard, press R1 to trigger the immediate counterattack. Okay. And she's got a bunch of other things as well. Alright.
Well, off we go.
And to the dungeon we go. Alright. A metal structure inside a cave.
This must be it. Looks pretty ancient, but I recognize Renan architecture when I see it.
It's seen some beatings. If it stayed sealed all this time, it's not because people left it alone.
It's not just their technology. The Renans build their structures out of special materials too. Strong enough to withstand assaults from Dahnan tools and weaponry, anyway.
So how the hell are we?
Easy.
Alright. Can you open this door
I
too?
hate that I can see what's on the other side. I can't just walk in.
It's a defensive barrier. That's how it works. If we want to get through, we have to find the mechanism to lift it.
And we get another skit.
Phew. That may not have been a fancy feast we just had, but I don't remember the last time I felt this full.
Do the Renans often not give you all enough to eat?
They don't let us eat at all.
It's never enough. The Renans decide exactly how much we'll have and when we'll have it, and that's that. We do our best to get around it. Everyone has to grow their own food and such behind the Renans' backs in order to get by. Thinking about it now, I wonder if they've always kept it meager so we would never have the energy to try to resist what they've done to us.
Yeah. An empty stomach takes its toll on the body and the spirit after a while.
How does a Renan like you know what it's like?
I may be Renan, but they don't like me either. I could be squeaky clean and they still wouldn't give me anything.
Someone's hungry, but
Did
we
your
just
stomach
ate.
I didn't hear anything.
But you just ate. How are you already?
I said I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
I still have some I haven't eaten yet. Do you want it?
Sure.
Right, let's go.
Looks like this place used to be a supply base of some sort. It probably even dates back to the Great Conquest of 3 centuries ago.
For an abandoned place, it sure is crawling with critters. Kinda makes you wonder how they all got in.
Through cracks in the walls, I guess. Maybe it's a good environment for these species to propagate in. Best not to let your guard down either way. Best not to let your guard down either way.
Agreed. I don't know about you, but I'm not looking to hang around here any longer than necessary.
Right. Now we get to go get some armadillos.
Nicely done.
Alright, now we just gotta figure out a way through this reptic building. I think that's the way to go, so we'll go the other way. We found some mushrooms. And there's a shiny rock.
Great!
Right, now, what is behind this door? A head? Oh, it's a chest. Life bottles. Seriously, the it's
Is
chaos.
this a chest of some sort?
A Renan kind, yeah. We should definitely hold on to what's inside.
Okay, okay. Well, we can go this way. And... Treasure chest. Aqua gel.
Looks like it could be worth something.
Oh. Alright. Can we make this jump? can't get in there yet. Some armadillos and
What's this thing?
Charmeleon.
Out of our way!
How about this? Here I come!
Ooh, learned Demon Fang. What's that do? We'll equip it and let's find out.
Now I can let loose. Here I come! Demon Fang! Take this! Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Uh-oh.
Take this! Slash! Swallow Blade! Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Gotcha.
Together, that wasn't even a problem.
So I can learn arts by fighting. Hang on. Art proficiency awakened. Each character has 3 arts proficiencies that these proficiencies go up as the character uses arts of a corresponding type. Once proficients reach a certain level, you can learn a new art by using any art of the same type in combat. Oh, so if I use the same art of a
What a rush. We've been
Of a
walking
new
around for
one.
a while now. Can we give up already?
What, you're tired?
Tired of something, alright.
I'm not giving up until we search every inch of this place.
She's really determined to find those clothes.
So if I use an art that is also the same type as an art I've already got equipped, I get a new one? That's what I'm guessing anyway.
Any injuries?
No, we're good. We still need to find a way to open some of these rooms. I'm guessing it's going to be on the other side. Don't want to take the elevator yet just in case, but there is a chest. Some more orange gel. And there's a button surrounded by armadillos.
Seems about right to me.
And we found the button. Oh, she's got her thing. Might be useful. What do I? Well, she can equip her art, so since I don't have her in the party, well, I'm not controlling her. Put it in that one. Have a look at it. But first, what's behind the closed door? Here's Emble.
Hey, new equipment!
Oh, it's equipment. It's an accessory. Retention +3. Okay.
Is this Renan technology? I'm amazed you guys can pull something like this off.
For us, sites like this are completely normal.
Ooh.
This must be...
The former owner's old wardrobe, yeah.
I wonder how long they've hung here. They don't look like they've aged a day.
The designs are a little dated, but it'll have to do.
Listen, I get it. You care how you look. But we've got places to...
Ooh. Pick up your jaw. I know she's pretty, but pick up your jaw.
What is it?
No. Nothing.
Just gonna shoot you.
We've kept Zephyr and the others waiting long enough. We should head back.
Noble Rose. And Noble Scarlet. Scarlet? Terrier.
Okay.
Oh, Tiara.
Let's head back to Ulzebek.
You're in a good mood. Were you that happy to find a new outfit?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm the same as ever.
Well, anyway, I think I'm gonna leave this episode here. We finally got the princess her clothes, and now we just need to head back to Zulabet, and we'll probably end up starting the rebellion. Alright, anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if I don't talk to you sooner, I'll talk to you later. Bye.